What's up, guys? Joe here, and today I'm going to go over the Sitka Tool Belt, give kind of a features and review. I've been using it for about one deer season now, and a lot of the videos I've seen so far, or even on Sitka's website, they, to me, aren't really showing the awesome availability of the clothing bag. I call it the laundry bag, but anyway, so on the top of the bag, you have a bag that's designed just for carrying your clothes to the stand. I hike in on public a lot, and sometimes I go a mile or more and cross a river, so I don't ever put on my heavy clothing until I get to the location. So I'll go over that part of it in a moment when I take off the pack, but first I wanted to show everyone the buckling system. So you have a shoulder harness, which is basically carrying your weight of your clothing pack, which is up on top. A standard chest buckle right here. One thing I really like about this pack is all of the webbing is on the front of you, meaning if you want to tighten your chest, tighten your hip belts, or even to tighten the attachment points on your sides, these are in the front. A lot of your packs, if you think about it, you have to pull that strap around behind you, and it's really hard to get it tight or comfortable. So you've got really infinite adjustment. Everything's well thought out, like everything Sitka makes. So you've got a really good adjustment here, got it on the front, and got it on your hips too. So this is how you kind of wear it. You can see on the top you have the clothing bag or laundry bag, and then on the bottom you have your standard belt bag type of attachment. So we'll go over how this comes off and comes together. So on the pack, what I typically do when I get to my hunting location, you have a small little loop here. I'm gonna hang the clothing portion up in my tree and get dressed in my tree as I cool down. So it comes apart in two pieces. There's a couple side buckles that release the attachment point near your hip. And then one thing I really love is the buckles are color coded. So you have a gray buckle and a gold buckle. And to me, that's really, really smart, because when you put the pack together, you're not going to have these crossed or upside down or backwards or anything. You know exactly where they go. So those are very secure. You just give a little squeeze and that latch pops loose, both sides. And you then have a detached clothing bag. And this is pretty big. It will carry most of what you need. I usually roll up my bibs and buckle them on the pack as well. But inside of here, I have a Celsius midi. I have a Fanatic vest, which obviously that's kind of the biggest item. I have the Fanatic vest. I have a Celsius midi. And then I have a core heavyweight. So you pretty much get everything you would need on your top clothing all in that bag. And then after I put all my clothes in the stand, I usually just fold all this up and stow it in the bag. It becomes very small. So that's kind of the top piece, the clothing laundry bag, as I call it. And then now we'll go over your bag, your basic belt bag. So I don't have all of my deer hunting clothing, or I'm sorry, all of my deer hunting stuff in here. I didn't want to unpack everything out of the garage and the totes, but so you get the two dump bags, or kind of cup holders. They will work for that. They'll hold a Yeti Rambler or anything, but they're also quite a bit more useful than just a cup holder. They have a drawstring on the top. You can tighten. It will not close completely. It's a semi-rigid opening, which is handy when you're in the tree. You can just throw stuff quickly in there. You don't have to open this piece. So on that side, I've got my neck gaiter. I've got my gloves. And then on the other side, I've got my Stratus beanie. So you can see most of my clothing and accessories and stuff I've got there. Now, when you're in the stand, those guys are going to stay, open, and they are detachable. So if you didn't want to carry those, take them off and leave them at home. I've got some gear ties on there. I add items with those as needed. You've got some tightening straps on the side. You can see here. You can add in, another jacket or, anything else you would need to attach. Crank it down. Good to go there. So that all goes together in a pretty intelligent way. The hip portion is great. So it's pre-curved to sit on your hips comfortably. This is a pretty heavy duty foam, kind of a semi-rigid construction. Same thing on the back. That's very comfortable to walk, get it down on your hips, get it tight. No problems there. It's really a nice setup. On your side, you have got some little quick zipper pouches. They have a little bit of mesh separation in there so you can organize your items. It's pretty easy to get in and out of even if it's on your body. And then over here you have a little windicator pouch. I love that. Use that all the time. That's right on your right hip. So if you're walking into that area, you need to know how the wind's going. You can get it out, get it, get your windicator going very, very quickly. Now, the thing that in my mind makes this pack so brilliant, just like the Tool Bucket series and all their other packs, is you have the ability to hang it on a hook in the stand with this really nice heavy duty metal grommet you can see there, and you just basically hang this up in the tree, and now you've got a workstation. If you want and you're on a smaller tree, you can even buckle the belt around the tree to make it even more stable. I've never really had a need to do that, but it would work fine to do that. So you hang it up. You've got mesh storage pouches up here. You can really keep your stuff organized, and you can get to it quickly. That's something I like a lot. So that big buck's slipping through the woods and you need to get out, your rattle bag quickly, or maybe, I'm usually having my binoculars on my person, so I don't have those in there while I'm hunting. I'm usually wearing those. Maybe you need to get out your grunt call. I carry in my release. Again, I didn't store everything in the pack for today because I didn't want to unpack all my stuff in the garage. There are little separated pouches in here, and everything's kind of semi-rigid, so it's going to hold open as you have it hung in the tree. You're not having to fumble around and open the lid and everything. So you've got mesh pouches for your scents. Pretty much everything you could need in your tree is separated out. Really real well organized. And then once I empty out the clothing, I typically am able to put my coffee in here, sandwiches, stuff like that. So a lot of storage options, a lot of organization options. On the bottom, I love these. So you've got a couple big empty web straps. You can roll up a jacket there if you need to, whatever you would need to carry, your Yeti bottle, anything like that. And then underneath, they utilize these bungee lock systems. If you could see, there's a little rigid hook, and then the little bungee system goes around and locks that down. They've got them all over the pack. I usually keep my saw in that bottom flat piece. It's perfect for folding saw. Lock it in. Same thing with your main compartment. It gives you several ways to access that pouch, okay? It has a T-lock for the grommet, and then also there are side zips that allow you to close that. As you see here, you just close down the side. That's locked, but you can also access the pack, undo another bungee lock right here, and you've got magnetic access through the top. So if you wanted to maybe, set this in a ground blind or something else where you're not going to be hanging it, you still got a really great way to let it sit, and then you can access all your stuff in there. Lots of separation. Pretty good storage size. It would carry pretty much everything you would need to bow hunt for whitetails. So at the price point, to me, it was a really great investment. It allows me to keep everything in there. And overall, I would say over the last year, I love it. I got everything packed, ready to go. Throw it in the truck, clothes in there, keep them in the garage, spray them down. You're ready to go. So I would definitely recommend this pack for your typical whitetail day hunter. If you don't want to carry a full-on backpack, maybe you use a climber like me. This easily stows on my climber. I've got a Summit Viper Elite. I set this on my climber. I put a couple bungees over it. My whole entire everything is ready to go in one shot. So definitely check it out. If you're a fan of Sitka like me, it's a really great product and you probably like it. Thanks. Have a good day.